Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick tasting here of my chocolate coffee stout I made. It's been in the bottle. Tomorrow will be 3 weeks, so I was going to check it out and see how it turned out. It's my first all grain brew. Got a good hiss. Looks great. And you can see we poured about a finger of khaki head. Let's leave a nice lacing on the glass. Let's get a nose on. Definitely getting the coffee, chocolate. I put some vanilla in it too. I'm getting that. It does kind of have a young smell to it because it's only 3 weeks old. Most of the time, I don't even start drinking these dark beers until they're at least a month old, and usually about 2 months old. I prime this one with brown sugar. The head's real nice. It's got real tight little bubbles. Looks like real creamy and velvety on the top. I guess you can't really see through the top of the glass. We'll dump it out on the table showing you. And it's still cold. I threw it in the freezer for 30 minutes. Then tried it, so it's probably down in the 30s. Smells great though. This is probably just going to get smelling better as it warms up. Let's get a taste on it. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Follows the nose really well. I'm glad I put the vanilla in it because it's still pretty bitter. I haven't plugged the numbers into the calculators, but I'd say the IBUs on this one's pretty high. And I didn't use traditional stout hops with it. I kind of made it in American style. It's got some more aggressive hops in it than a lot of people will use in stout, so I think that's the some of this bitterness is the hops coming through on it. Oh yeah, that's nice. It's definitely one of the more hoppy stouts I've ever had, which is kind of what I was going after. And if you've watched my channel much, you already know I like making weird beers. Well, I don't know if you call them weird, but just, I guess that'd be a good description for them. They're out there. I like putting a lot of different stuff in them. And do things out of the box a little bit. There's enough craft beer out there. If you just want something normal, then you can do that. The whole purpose of doing homebrew is to make something you can't buy, and that's what I like doing. Look at the lace on it. Wonderful. Smell the roasted malts, the hops, the chocolate. When I go get the brew sheet, so I can see what the hops are in it. No, it's got, well, let me just go get the brew sheet and I'll be right back. Give this thing a chance to warm up too. Yum. Alright, here's the recipe on this beer. It is 6 pounds of pale, 3 pounds of biscuit or amber, 4 pounds of Munich, 2.5 pounds of dark crystal 2-row, 1.5 pounds of chocolate, 1 pound of maris otter, and a 1/4 pound of roasted barley. And I used Safel US 05 yeast on it. The hops are, for 60 minutes, 1 ounce of Magnum, Euro, 1/2 ounce of Nugget, and those are the bittering hops. And then the flavor hops are 1/2 ounce of Nugget and 1/2 ounce of Chinook at 30 minutes. And then for the flavor aroma at 15, I did 1/2 ounce of Styrian Golding, 1/2 ounce of German Pearl, and 1/2 ounce of Chinook. And then at 5 minutes, I did 1/2 ounce of Styrian Golding, 1/2 ounce of German Pearl. And let's see what else went in this thing. It's got coffee and chocolate. Looks like I failed to write down what it is, but I already know off the top of my head what I use. It was a 1/2 pound of Javalia Peruvian organic is what it was. With the coffee in it, did a cold coffee steep on that. You grind up 1/2 pound of coffee, put it in a sanitized container, steep it in cold water overnight in your refrigerator, and then strain it off. If you got a French press, you can use that. If not, you just have to pour it through a coffee filter. Then I used 85% pure dark cocoa in it, Moser Roth, that I've used in some of my other beers. And I think that was it. Oh, and then I also used on my brown sugar for priming, for my priming sugar, and then I put some vanilla in there when I put it in the priming sugar when I bottled it. And that was it. It was made on 12/6/11 on a Tuesday, and then it got racked over into the secondary on 12/29/11. So it was about 3 weeks in the primary or a little more, and it stayed in the secondary for a long time. I bottled it on 4/3/12, so I let this one sit for a really long time so it would completely finish out. Had a 1060 OG, a 1014 FG, and that was at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, so the calculator put it out at 6.5 ABV, and then just basically put it up to about 7 on the priming sugar when you bottle it. So it's about 6, so a little right around 7% alcohol by volume. The head on it's hanging around pretty good. It's still got about 1/4 of an inch of head on it after sitting around. Still kind of cold. Check out the lace. It smells wonderful. You can really smell those hops in there. It's not like the stouts you buy from the craft breweries. This one's definitely got more hop in it than they put in theirs. It's nice. It smells good. And that one's just going to get better from sitting around. So I just wanted to do my first tasting of this one. It's my very first all grain brew. Finally got done. I've actually drank some of my other all grains since I made this one because I let this one go so long in a secondary. But turned out to be a great one, and I'm real happy with it. I'm gonna let these age out a little more. Got plenty of other beer to drink. These dark beers, the longer you let them sit, the better they get. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good one, and that's my review of my first all grain stout. Cheers.